Today I'm going to be building two great big planters, timber planters, on the patio hopefully, and don't get wet. So first of all I need to go and get the starting materials and some tools up here and crack on with it. I'm so tired. Right, okay, so that's all I need to get started for now. So the plan is I'm going to build two 2 metre by 1 metre planters out of CLS, which are then going to have 18mm plyboard dropped in on the bottom and then cladded with decking around the outside. And they're from my local pub, which I should have done by now, but I've just been so busy. Like I said, I am really tired. Yesterday I was working on a log cabin build in Surrey. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and didn't walk back through the door till 20 past midnight. So I'm going to crack on with these today. We might do a bit of rain dodging, I think. So I just need to get a few more bits out and then I'll get started. So I'm going to take you down the man shed and go through my detailed drawings that I've just done for measurements and how it's all going to work. So let's go down the shed. So this is my detailed drawing. So basically there's my box, roughly designed the best I could draw it. Well, I could have done better, but there's no point. So basically we're going to have the 4 corner posts, two rails, top, bottom, back, side. This is going to be 2 feet in length because the deck boards that are going to clad the outside are 5 inches wide. So there's going to be 4 of them, so there's 20 inches, and there's going to be 4 inches left over at the bottom to leave feet on, because when they go to the pub, the car park where they're going just outside the patio area isn't level. So when I get there, take the spirit level it all up, cut these 2 legs down so it sits nice and level and flush with the patio area behind it. So basically what I'm going to do is, so they're going to be cut down. I'm going to rebait the bottom CLS is in, basically because then the timbers, the weight, when I put the plyboard in, and obviously the weight of the topsoil and all the compost and the plants eventually, it's not actually going to be on the 3-inch screws that are going to go through the CLS on the sides. It's going to bear its own weight, so I'm going to rebait them inside. So basically that's going to be, they're 2 meters, so I'm going to minus the 1.5 inches off the end, so 2 meters minus 3 inches, that'll form the 2 sides up here. And then on these sides are going to be 20 inches. This 20 inches, the width of the planters. So they're going to be 20 inches minus the 3 inches. So they're 1.5 wide of CLS. So minus the 3 inches. So 17. Cut these at 17 inches. So they'll fit in there nicely. And then obviously the top ones are going to be minus. So CLS is 3 inches. Sorry, 2.5 inches wide, so minus, so that'll be 2 meters wide, 2 meters long, but cut off 5 inches, so that'll sit in there lovely. So the plan is now, we've just had a little bit of rain shower, so I've had to put my tools away, so I'm going to get more back out again. I think it's going to be like that all day long, on and off. So I'm going to start cutting the corner posts, and then cut these, get this whole bottom section done, so then I can cut the 18mm plyboard, the shuttering board, drop it inside, so it'll be cut off at the corners, drop it all inside, screw that all down, screw that, and then that's the box done, nice and strong, and then start cladding the outside with the decking boards. That is the plan. Let's go and do it now.
Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. Going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real, cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip now, trip. Oh, flick the switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight.
Right, that would have been a lot easier had the multi-tool not crapped out, but it did. I need to buy a new one because the battery's just not lasting no more. I've only got the one battery, I ain't got a spare battery, and I think it's about 40 odd quid for a new battery, so I'm looking to buying a new one because I borrowed someone's the other day and it was like a Ferrari compared to my tractor. So anyway, got them done, had to finish them off with a spade bit and then jigsaw them out, but they're all done. So basically the legs are going to be like that, and then these CLSs are going to come across, obviously the proper length ones, the 2 metre ones, and then the CLS on this side is just going to be drilled straight on there like this. So that's the plan. So that's the hard bit done. Next bit should be straightforward, he says.
I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young, just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it.
Right, so that was pretty straightforward. Now what I'm going to do, I decided to just cut because they're 2.4 lengths, this CLS, I've decided just to cut the 2 side bits at 2 metres, which gives me the leftover 400s for the side bits, which is going to be pretty much where I wanted it anyway, and it just saves cutting more timber. So when obviously doing this, you just make sure, like I did, just pilot the holes before screwing the 3-inch screws in, because they're PZ3 screws and they're quite thick screw, so you will split a CLS. You don't have to countersink the ends or anything, there's no point doing that. Because you ain't going to see none of it, because it's all going to be covered with the decking cladding on the outside. So I'm going to stick this one together now, and then I'm going to have to go out to the minibus and get the what do you call it, the shutter and the plyboard, the 8x4 plyboard, cut that in, and obviously because I can't do the top until I've dropped that in, because it will recess around the posts. So I'll go out there and do that now. Right, on board. And is to get the tape measure. So 2.4 board by 4 foot wide. So basically what I've got to do is come down here. So I'm going to cut the board the width of the planter, which it, oh God, so I wish I had a cameraman sometimes. Just can't afford to pay one. Right, okay, so tape across. So I've got to cut the board at 18 and 3/4 inches, and then obviously the length of it as well. And what you got to do then is just cut out, just get a bit of off-cut CLS, offer it up on the board, offer it up on the board like so, draw around it, cut that out with a circular, and then the board should drop straight in, and then I'll screw it down, and then I'll put the top thing on, then it should be strong, and then yeah, start cutting up the what do you call it, decking, start cutting up the decking boards to clad the outside, and then it'll be finished, I hope.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear.
Okay, that's the shell done. What I'm going to do now is take a bit of time out, not for long. I just need to charge some batteries on the drills. They've run out of batteries. Again, I need to, actually my friend's got some drills for sale, so I'm going to speak to him. He's got the same ones as me. But yeah, that's the shell done. So what I'm going to do is probably get the deck boards up here, so it's 4 decks, 4.8 deck boards, so that'll be 4 boards for the planter. So it will come up. What I'm going to do is, before I put the deck boards on, I'm going to cut this off. I left this obviously here, but what I'm going to do is cut it off by about, or probably almost down to here, because then when the deck board sits flush with this, I don't really want them visible in the planter from the top. So if I cut them down by about 1.5 inches, as far as I can to probably here, then obviously the last bit of compost topsoil, it will cover them, so you won't be able to see them, and I'll paint them first with a wood preserve. So yeah, wait for the batteries to charge up, go and get the deck boards up here and start cutting them to size. Then it should be finished.
Maybe I could have seen it all coming, that I wouldn't grow wiser for each day. Am I the only one lost in translation, where nothing makes sense anymore?
Right, so side one of the planter is cladding with its decking. So what I've done is I've left 30mm overhang each end, because that is the depth of the decking board, so that then when I return up here, so I'm going to do this side as well, the same with the 30mm overhang each end, and then the little bits, the 4 small ones in between. I might actually put a centre brace down the middle. There's a little bit of movement, but not much at all. But obviously with the weight of soil in there, don't want them to bow out a bit, so I'm going to use offcuts of CLS to just go straight down the middle over there somewhere, down the middle, both sides. But I think I made the planter slightly too big, which means I'm probably about 200mm of deck board short, but I have spare pieces anyway, and it's getting heavier, and I've got to get this into my van and to the pub yet. So yeah, crack on with this side. Also, I've used I thought I had some 50mm nails, screws, but I haven't, so I've had to use longer deck screws, which are sticking through the CLS on the inside, but I'll angle grind them off afterwards, because no one's ever going to go in there again once it's filled up. So let's get it done, get it finished. It's raining. Gutted really, because it's actually only rained twice, but I'm not far off now. I've literally just got to do the 2 ends. Not quite happy. I might actually 45 degree all 4 corners, because they're just the deck boards are, I'll show you in a bit, but the deck boards are warped. I only bought them like last week before, so they've sat in my garden. I've kept them as straight as possible, but they are slightly warped, so what I might have to do is 45 degree chamfer all 4 corners, and once it's painted you won't notice, and it will look a lot better, because I'm not like massively picky, but it's a lot of people going to see it. I'm going to sit there having their beer and just go, ooh, who made them? They're quite nice, but look at that. No, I'm not having that. So I've had to throw my tools underneath the table, just ride it out for a minute. I'm still waiting for a battery to charge on a drill anyway. So then I'll get out there and get it finished, hopefully. And it is, yeah, it's weighing quite a bit now. Not that it matters, you know, 2 people in the van, 2 people out the other end, cut the legs off, level it up, done. That's it, then it gets filled up and planted. So while I'm down here, I might as well just quickly show you the incubator, state of my shed. So I'm actually down to just 3 eggs in the incubator. They just weren't fertile. 12, no, what was it, 18 eggs out in there, and I'm down to 3. I did, like I said, I emailed the seller, which they actually got back to me yesterday and apologised, but there was no offer of sending me any more. But I've since had another 12 delivered, and they're massive. The eggs are actually huge, like ostrich eggs. Well, no, they're quite big. They're about as big as goose eggs. But India runners are now gone. They've gone to their new home, but because they've been sort of like climatised to us, our children, our dog, they were creating a lot of attention. So the local birdman who does all the wildlife on Billinacrodrome, he's I'll give you a link to his Facebook page, because he's known as Jeff the Birdman, and he's taken them in. I've spoke to him, we was messaging each other, and I said I'll come back and get them if you like, but he's took them in because he's incubates eggs as well, and he's going to bring them on for another couple of weeks, and also they can get used to the different surroundings they've got down there, because obviously it's an aquadrome, so there's just water everywhere. So he's going to then, I think in about a week's time, he's going to let them roam outside with the freedom of coming and going as and when they please, and then hopefully they'll just toodle off and goodbye runners. But yeah, I felt a little bit gutted. Apparently a child picked one up and was walking off with it. Don't know where he was going with it, so luckily Jeff did intervene and took them in, so thanks Jeff. So these ones are actually due, what are we on, 15th, they're due next Wednesday, so I've only got 1 week to go for these three, and all three are doing really well. I came back at, I think I came down and candled them, I got in at 12 from work last night, and I came down and candled them about 12:30, 1:15, and everything was fine. So I've had no issues with the new relays, so fingers crossed we get these ones to hatch without any hassle. So what I want to do now is check the weather. What's it doing? Still raining, so I might just have a tidy up and a sweep up whilst the sawdust is getting wet, makes it a bit easier for me. And go and check on the girls, I suppose. They're upstairs, probably trashing the house.
Somebody ought to come along and let you down.
There you go. One very strong, very heavy, super duper planter. What I'm going to do is when I get it to the pub, hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to empty my van, and like I said, I've got to level it because the car park's not level with the surround of the patio. So when I get there with my spirit level, I'm going to sort the legs out so it is nice and level, and then what I'm probably going to do is I'll face up. So once it's all done, screw them to size, finish it off nicely, I think, and then it's painting it, which is not, hopefully it's not my problem, but obviously big concern now is it actually does weigh an absolute ton, and I've got to get it out the garden. It's not going to go back out the front door, it's have to go out the back, and it is a two-man job. I can't do it on my own, even though I think I'm like Superman. I don't think I might be able to get it, if I can get it in a house and on its end, I might be able to shimmy it all the way out the front and then drag it up to the van. I can do it, I'll wing it, I'll get it done, and then at the other end there should be someone there to help me anyway. So yeah, there you go, that's how to make one super duper strong planter, and that weighs a lot. But quite tired now after work yesterday and doing this today, but it doesn't end because he wanted two, so I've got to do another one in the morning. Happy days. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like, and ring the bell and stuff, because that way YouTube will shove more of my stuff down your throat. Bye, thanks.
If you still wanted to be loved, you should've never let me go. But if you wanted to be loved, you should've never let me go. Hope somebody will break your heart.